30th. 2 weeks earlier, Earl's Court has been sold out for another rock superstar, Bob Dylan. But it's difficult to imagine two more different performers. Whilst Dylan is a writer who concentrates on getting his message across via the lyrics, Bowie uses everything going. Lights, costume, movement, the lot.
I think he recognises that pop music is a melting pot of influences and styles, and he's been more ambitious and successful than most in using theatre, painting and literary techniques in putting his work together. I mean, he was doing disco and long before the Bee Gees and John Travolta, for instance. Maybe he'll adapt his age to a new role, which will perhaps be more constant. It's very hard to tell. I think he'll move more into movies. He's already quite an accomplished painter. I've seen some of his paintings, which I think would surprise quite a lot of people. I don't think he's essentially a rock and roll star. That's really the difference between him and Jagger, and certainly between Dylan.
Whatever Bowie's ultimate ambitions may be, his following seems assured.
It's more than obsession, you know, it's not an obsessive thing. I think his fans stay very faithful to him. He's not the largest selling artist, you know, but his fans are among the most faithful, you know, and once possessed, people do stay.
And you've come to all the concerts?
London and Newcastle and Stafford one.
Why is it so important to go to all the concert dates outside London as well?
To get the whole tour, you know, get more music, enjoy it more, I suppose.
It must have cost you quite a lot of money.
Quite a lot, yeah.
About how much could you get?
About just over £300. Just over.
£300?
Yeah, clothes, tickets and hotels and all that.
I think he attracts the punks because they like the idea of somebody who's in a constant state of change and also doesn't represent the hippie period. I think the thing is that when Bowie first came out in the 70s, he was such a relief from all the earnest, rather boring music that was happening and the kind of po-faced attitude that existed on the pop music scene. I'm sure that next time he plays here, we'll see the boys wearing those very floppy pants. They'll be 2 years out of date then, of course, but I think it's the fashionable aspect that attracts a lot of them. Not all of them, because I think there's... we mustn't forget, I believe, that there's quite a high intellectual content, I believe, in Bowie's music.
You see him on stage and, you know, you're sort of an example. You like to follow him, you know. I don't know, he's ahead of everyone else, so you like to be there with him, I suppose, even though it's his own idea.
You think he's ahead of punk, or he just completely...
He's about 6 years ahead of it, I suppose, yeah.
They dress up more, I suppose, to look like him, whereas in others they don't.
Why do you think they want to look like him?
Wouldn't you?
Or what did it feel like dressing the same as him?
Well, there's so many people there, you just feel like a penguin, really. So there's so many lookalikes there.
What do you think he'll do next?
Couldn't tell you. No one knows. I mean, just like you didn't know he'd be like he is now, did you? No one knows what he's going to do.
Is that part of the attraction?
Yeah. That's what keeps you liking him. So.
And I think it's much more exciting for an audience to have that kind of association with somebody that they really can't touch or understand completely than it is with somebody who's a lot more open and immediately communicative and tells you all about their lives every day and does that.
Do you think you'll ever meet him?
I hope to.
What's the nearest you've ever got?
About 300 yards.
What did he look like?
Yesterday.
Yes. What did he look like?
What you see in the pictures, just in the books. Never get as close as you want to.
Do you think that's all part of the mystery, though?
Yeah, I'd love to meet him.
David, hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can I just ask you something? When you go on stage tonight, what's the first impression that you want to make in people's minds? Because you come on stage the same time as the band.
Yeah.
And then you do a very slow number.
I don't think I come out with any intention of... I've been eating Stilton. Do I smell like it?
No, not at all, my dear.
No port, though. No port. I don't think I come out with any intention of impressing anything on their minds.
There are people here who've come every night of your tour to see you, and when you're on stage, I've noticed there are gestures and things that are almost as if you know that they're...
I recognise it. Yes, I recognise a lot of them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There are people there...
Their faces become indelibly... Earth is that.
The underground. This is ours, of course.
It's my support act.
How would you say that your act's changed from the one in '76? I mean, that was very monochromatic.
Yeah,
very austere.
I think really this is not so much an act, really. It's more sort of a performance of songs, really.
Do you think it's it seems a very happy thing? You seem very happy doing it.
Yes, I am.
Did you realise I was this tall?
Yes. I'd heard rumours.
Yes, it's preschool milk. Do you see the way the people out there, how their appearances are changing during the tour? I mean, when they first saw you...
It's quite amazing because there's all 7 characters that I've created are out there somewhere. I see a man who fell to earth and a Ziggy Stardust and a Thin White Duke and at the moment a lot of sailors' hats and things. That's incredibly endearing.
Are you aware of the consequences of things that you do and say? I mean, is it possible to be relaxed, to act in a spontaneous way when everything you wear can be suddenly picked up by...
Well, it is at the moment because it's not that sort of outrageous, really. I mean, everybody wears plastic, don't they, now?
But...
Garbage bags, really.
When you were thinking about what to wear on this tour, did you think of what it would look like translated onto thousands of fans? Or...
I just wanted something very simple, you know, a simple outline.
Yeah?
So what we're wearing tonight...
And what about the changes in your clothes during tonight's performance?
Well, these get sweaty, so I put in another lot.
I wondered how much weight you're losing every night.
About 3 pounds a night.
Really?
Yeah.
After this, you're going on to make another film.
Yes.
Do you think your work now is going to move off in another direction?
I don't think so. I hope to widen it, really. I mean, I obviously want to continue making music. I like to... this performance on this tour has been somewhat of an eye-opener because I've really enjoyed just performing songs and not having the commitment of having to be a character, which has made it less of a strain than it normally is.
You seem really happy on stage to go through the old songs and to do them in a new way, and everybody obviously in the audience goes along with it.
Yeah, I'm having a very good time.
But can you tell me why it is, though, that your fans are happy to go along with your changes? Do you know what I mean? There are other performers that the fans...
Better ask them, I think.
Yeah, they all seem happy to spend 300 quid and come and see you on tour.
Yes. Is that how much my tickets are now?
No, that's how many concerts they've been to.
I know, it's quite amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Just a Gigolo is going to come out in the autumn.
Yes.
What do you think how do you think people react to that? I mean, how would you like them to react?
I don't know, I haven't seen it. I don't usually see rushes when I'm filming, so I really don't have any real idea of what the film's like.
David Hemmings said you put everything you had into it and you were totally professional as an actor.
Cool.
Do you think that's a compliment?
Yes, it is. Very much so.
I mean, do you see acting taking over more and more of your time?
No, directing maybe. Let's get behind that thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Time to do a show.
All right, okay.
Time to do... You coming up with me?
I'm not allowed to go through the door. It's the Berlin Wall, mind. When do you think you'll come back and perform on stage again? I mean... About
45 minutes.
No. Do another tour in this country.
Possibly a little tour next year. Very simple one. Yeah. But definitely a big tour in 2 years' time, 1980.
Can I ask you one last thing? People I've talked to who work with you say you're a very personal person, if you know what I mean.
People who go out with me?
No, to work with you. You're a very, not secretive, but personal. Keep things to yourself.
Quite quiet, yes.
Do you think you're shy?
No. No, I'm not really shy. I'm just a bit quiet.
Do you think if you didn't keep things to yourself, people wouldn't be surprised at what you did next?
I've never really thought about that. I'll let you know after the show.
Okay.
Off to do a show.